our action. We are about to launch Stingray. Anything can happen in the next half hour.
Next up is our weekly collection of TV's choicest cuts of the year, cannily titled A Choice of Viewing.
This is BBC One. This is BBC Two. And this is BBC Three.
You are Gast, are you?
Yes, I am.
Mr. Gast, you're the Deputy Head of Current Affairs Broadcasting at the BBC, is it?
I have that honour, yes.
Good. Well, you're the man I want. Phelps, my name.
Hello, Mr. Phelps. Yes.
I am the Minister without portfolio.
I see. And what in fact can I do for you?
Well, two things, really. First, have you seen a portfolio lying
Brown, in fact, I haven't, no.
Well, you know, if you come across one, you know...
Certainly, yes.
Well, I mean, that's not the most important thing, is that I have been asked to come here to see you by the Prime Minister.
Yes?
To convey to you, as forcefully as I can, the Prime Minister's most extreme displeasure.
Please do.
I mean, last night at the BBC, once again, there occurred an exhibition of disgusting bad manners and disgraceful innuendo here at the BBC. Either you can report Labour Party affairs and the activities of the government fully, fairly and accurately, or you can do it our way. No interviewer shall give or question any Labour minister in a way which is thought to be humiliating or hostile to him. And we have here a sample list of questions which we think be proper to ask of a minister. Now, for example, say that the man being interviewed, in this case, is Mr. Wilson. The proper questions would run something like as follows. 1, good evening. 2, how are you, Mr. Wilson? 3, how is Mrs. Wilson? 4, what amazingly foresighted and wise thing have you recently done for the benefit and betterment of mankind as a whole and this country in particular? 5, have you? How wonderful. 6, number 6, shall I get the Rolls Royce round now to take you home?
Yes, but I'd just like to say...
7, no interruptions.
Who is Harold Wilson?
Harold Wilson?
Yeah.
Harold Wilson. It's not a catch, is it?
No. No, don't strain yourself, my dear.
It's not Harry Wilson, is it?
Excuse me, Miss Sinclair. I think Miss Parville is referring to the Harold Wilson.
Oh, the Harold Wilson, yes.
You know him, of course.
Oh, well, I'm getting warmer. Has he got his own group?
Well, perhaps in a manner of speaking, yes, although Party would describe it more fully.
Well, look here, Swindler, leave it.
No, please, if I may, sir. Perhaps the question was phrased rather loosely.
Who is Harold Wilson? What's loose about that?
Sit down, Miss... Now, if I were to say to you, the Prime Minister, what would you say? Your father, does he vote? Conservative, Labour, Liberal?
A bungalow in the silly isles, you've got the lot, haven't you?
Not so hard to copy him. It's a perfectly good raincoat, that's all. I've just been out to get some wine. Look, if you're going to stay child, you can off it straight away. But this is very important to me, Dad. Item 4 on the agenda. the adoption of the candidate for the forthcoming council elections, I call upon you for nominations.
I nominate our chairman, Harold Steptoe. I don't think we could choose a better man. His charm, his personality, his integrity, his keenness and ability are beyond question.
You're all agreed on that. Get in there, Harold. It's your birthday.
Do you mind?
I nominate Dr. Jeremy Stewart.
Well, comrades, I'm very grateful for your confidence in me. And of course, I'm very happy to accept the nomination. Pardon?
I nominate Dr. Jeremy Stewart.
Who's he?
He is the official constituency choice.
I've never heard of him.
Well, you will do, because we're counting on you all to work hard to get him elected.
I don't understand. I mean, I was given to understand that my adoption was only a matter of formality. Well, I've been working on my campaign.
I am sorry, Mr. Steptoe. The constituency party has reluctantly decided not to endorse your candidature.
Why not?
Yes, why not? Harold's the ideal candidate for this ward. He's lived here all his life. He knows everybody. He's part of it.
Exactly. That is the trouble. How can I put this? Central office feel that... well, let me put it this way. The population movement in the area indicates a growing middle-class electorate are moving into the Ravensbury ward. And we feel that the cloth cap image has tended to work against us in such areas. It is essential that our candidate should have, shall we say, a wider appeal than perhaps that which Mr. Steptoe might project.
How dare you call my son a scruff bag?
I didn't mean to infer.
He's not good enough for you. You don't want a rag and bone man.
I didn't say that.
Please, Father.
You stay out of this. I'm not going to have a trophy-nosed red poof coming into my house and insulting me.
How dare you? My only interest is in winning this seat for the Labour Party. We consider that Dr. Stewart embodies everything we wish to project. He's young, university education, respectable practice, a perfect image. This is a very vital seat, and we cannot feel certain of winning it with Mr. Steptoe. Marginal seat, could swing either way.
I know which way your seat will swing when I put me boot of it.
This is Labour Party business, and I'd be very much obliged if you creep out.
This is my house, and I'd be very much obliged if you get out.
Well, I went to Highton to stand against Howard Wilson in the general election and to get as much publicity as I could for my National Teenage Party. And as you see, we got some in one of these papers, some publicity here. And to get our party's policies known on a national basis through the national press. What do you think of Screaming Lord Such, the entertainer?
Well, the one who tried to put up as an MP?
Yes.
Very little.
I think he's ghastly, man.
Oh, have you actually seen him on television?
No, I've neither seen him nor heard him.
What do you think of him when he stood at Stratford-on-Avon, then?
Not a lot. I don't think he's got the sort of political mind that can cope with such a thing.
As you all know, Harris Wilsard won the general election with a very small margery over the Torchies, thus putting the labouring party back into Powell after a large abscess. This he could not have done without span the barking of the trade unions, headed by Frank Cunnings, who now has a safe seat in Nuneaton, thank you, and Frank, only 62, Bowles, who hasn't. Sir Alec Doubtless Whom was, quote, bitterly disappointed, but managed to keep smirking on his 500,000-acre estate in Scotland with a bit of fishing and that.
And that was the second lesson, according to John Lennon. Mr. Lennon, your first book was a bestseller, and I shouldn't think there's any doubt that this one's going to be too. Do you think that you'd be published were you not a Beatle?
I could probably get published, but, you know, I wouldn't sell as many. I mean, they publish a lot of rubbish anyway, but I wouldn't sell.
Do you think you've got a built-in advantage in being a Beatle? I mean, are you glad about this, or would you rather have earned a reputation as a writer in your own right?
No, I never thought of it. If I hadn't been a Beatle, I just wouldn't have thought of having the stuff published, because I would have been crawling around broke and just writing it and throwing it away. Might have been a beat poet.
Are you going on doing it, are you?
I'll go on doing it.
I mean, have you written anything else? Is there anything else coming after this, a third one in the series?
Well, I don't get much time. If I had more time, I'd probably write more. The publisher rang up and said, have you written anything yet? I said, no, I've been writing songs, because I can't do both at once. You know, I've got to concentrate on the book or the songs, so I haven't written anything since this.
We'll look for it, nevertheless, John. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry about the poor quality of that Steptoe clip. In fact, we're lucky to see it at all. It was an episode that the BBC had wiped. However, Ray Galton and Alan Simpson, the writers, had miraculously kept a copy on an early sort of videotape, which the British Film Institute restored for us. Welcome back to TV Heaven. In 1965, the great Woody Allen was making a career move. He'd began his career by writing funny lines for newspaper columnists when he was still at school. He left school to write for perhaps the best TV comedian of those early days, Sid Caesar. It was while he was writing gags for a later TV show starring Pat Boone, that he decided, understandably, to become a comic and perform his jokes himself. He did his act in Greenwich Village coffee bars for a while, and then decided to try his luck at movies. In 1965, he came to England to make What's New Pussycat, and Granada persuaded him to record his act for them in front of a studio audience. And here it is. Not, you notice, a string of jokes, but some insights into the anxieties of a New York Jewish ace warrior. For a long time, that was thought to be the only surviving Woody Allen performance on British television, until last year when the BBC found him on a Dusty Springfield show. It's marvellous, isn't it, when long-lost television treasures resurface, like the Steptoe clip earlier. And me. After the break, more choice pickings from 1965, plus Joan Collins on the analyst's couch in the human jungle.